Hello, guys. Can I tell you a secret about me? No. No, I can't tell you that secret. But there are a lot of things about me. Good and bad things about me. A lot of things that I wish I could talk about. There are a lot of things about me that I thought were bad that turned out to be some of my best assets. And there were things about me that I'm confused about. Man. I've made mistakes, no doubt. I've made mistakes. I am not the man today that I wanted to be when I grew up. I can tell you one thing, and this is for the young kids out there, boy or girl. If you keep starting over in life, you'll never get to the place that you want to be. I'm not saying that you'll not have a comfortable life, but you'll never get to build the way you want to, because every time you build something up, then you'll have to split it down the middle or walk away, leave it all, and start all over again. And sometimes it's all your fault. Sometimes it's none of your fault. Because, and I say this to the girls, hypothetically speaking, if you're in an abusive relationship, you can stay in that abusive relationship just to keep that one relationship going, and just to keep all the mouths from stop talking about you. No, you gotta start over, right? And that's one of the disadvantages, right? Some people strike gold. Some people are really good judge of characters. And some people, no matter how good you are of judging characters, some people are just shades. And you never see them coming. Some people can recognize and play that person, play that exact person that they know that you want them to be, until they get you to where they want you, and then they show their true colors, right? But as I was saying, You know, I've made mistakes throughout my life, and I have a comfortable life, but I've had to start over a couple of times. I'm not blaming anyone for, you know, me having to start over a couple of times. There's no blame there. There is only circumstances. But I'm just putting it out there for people, you know, who are rushing into things. The most precious years are those early years, because those years can define you, especially if you're not a very strong person. Because some people, when they take that very first hit, they never really bounce back. When they get that very first hurt in that relationship, every other relationship is based on that very first hurt. Every other relationship is judged based on that very first bad relationship that they had. So even if someone good comes along, it still doesn't last. Right? So you have to be very, very careful in your very early years. Right? Have fun. Enjoy yourselves, you know. Don't be in a hurry to commit yourself too quick. Get to know people. You know, get to understand who and what's out there, and try to understand motives and all that kind of stuff. It's not, don't fall into this trick about people talking about how much you bagged or how much your numbers are. You know, shit. Run the numbers until you understand what you need to have. I know this might not come as good news to most people, you know, but these young people, these young dudes out here on the internet talking about how much you bagged, or, you know, how much dudes you had before them. That's not a question real men ask. That's not a question real men want to know. You know, when we start to date a woman, those are not questions we ask. Those are not things that we want to know. And if we pull up on a real woman and we ask that question, the conversation's over. If a woman's naive and she's scrolling her phone 18 hours a day and that's all she's seeing, she thinks that that's what the world is all about. But no, keep going until you find what you need, until you find what's right for you. That's all I gotta say today.